It's Week 14 of the National Football League.
And we'll see this team's superstar running back.
He should be a busy man out of the backfield.
Hope y'all ready for this one.
On Monday Night Prime Time.
We've all waited long enough to get here. It's time for some football as we welcome you to the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is like.
One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go in Week 14. Returns looking good so far. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
On first down, they'll run. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Back-to-back carries here. Still finding room past the 45. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll give him a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Cut out left. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They'll come up 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. He's got a man left. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Now a moment to check out his numbers catching that football last week. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that gives them the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Back to throw now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Setting up the screen. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. but it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
3 on the board, and now he'll send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And leading them out, one of the league's longest tenured quarterbacks.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. But a couple of interceptions, he's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll look to throw. That's completed right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And it sets up first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They're throwing it. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Into traffic, complete. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be a first down. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a first down. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's a give up the middle. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Here's a give straight up the middle. And he gets in, touchdown. These guys finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one right down the middle. And these guys won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So Here comes this offense for its second series of the game. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll run here on first down. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 7-3 is our score. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They're looking down a 3rd and 3. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. It is caught left side. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 34. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They go play action here. That's caught for the first. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And they'll have first down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. They give it to him again. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Now he'll throw off the play fake. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Looking right, and he finds him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
And oh, he got it! Interception!
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The home teams and their running back about to get back to work. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And they're going to have a first down. Throwing from the gun. He beams one deep right side. Oh, and he can't follow through. He had the deep shot for a moment, Brock, but he bobbled it and drops it. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. He's dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Third and just 2 to go. Dropping back to throw. Finds him on the slant. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing it again here. Connecting on a slant. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
They'll run now on second down. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
To the air, third and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. From the red zone now. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the first.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. This one's caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. He was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down.
You run that draw play, Kate, you got to become a really, really good actor as a quarterback. You got to drop back and make sure those ends pass you so that draw can hit it up the gut. Not that time. That end was not buying the story the quarterback was trying to sell.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
So now, here's third and goal. Now looking to throw. Pressure's on him, and it gets home. He's dropped. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now on fourth down, they're out to try for the field goal. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. The 13-year pro still doing what he does as he puts this through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative, is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Now this offense getting set to work here. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll give him a 1st down. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Running back sent in motion. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. On the move, past the 40. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
To throw it on 1st down. Finds a man right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Working inside the red zone. Buys time. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss. But give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating. It's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Here's a throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's we got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play called back.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. We're at halftime here on Monday night, as we'll kick you over now to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman. Coach, take it away.
Okay.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up. That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Running for the marker on second. And he'll get it up to the 44. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he can do like we just saw. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
The give here on second. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need one more now on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Throwing now off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
Their punter making his way out now. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. This offense making its way back out now. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Plowing up the middle. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. Caught quickly on the slant. And this one doesn't go far.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. Easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
He's on the move. He's running for it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled for a short gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Has him on the quick hitter. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Finds the in route complete. And he's taken down at the 30. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll give him a first down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to take this down inside the 25 before being stopped. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 24, it's complete to Hopkins. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start, offense.
All twitched up. They were ready to get it on 3rd and inches, but now a much different situation awaiting them after that false start. Man in motion here. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
And he's able to get this down to the 13. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Trying an option play, headed left. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Throwing now from the gun. Catch is made in close. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Goes up and over for the touchdown. These guys grab the lead on their first series of the half. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys push their lead to 3. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And now they face 2nd down. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We've got 2nd and 15. Running it after the penalty. And they are there to bring him to a halt at the 26. 6 yards on the run as we've reached the end of our 3rd quarter. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's just a field goal game right now as we get set for our final quarter. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Back now, pressure on its way. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why. And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. Fields this clean at the 30. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On 1st down, they'll run. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Excellent pickup to move the chains, 36 yards in the end. That is textbook RPO right there, Kate. Quarterback's decision-making comes quick off the snap. And that back, you know that he's already looking for those lanes before the ball's even in his belly. Before that defense can adjust to the run, he hits that 2nd level. Now they'll hit the line just outside end zone following that big play. Pass play on 1st and 10. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll go down here at the 16. Second and 3 now. From the 16. That one complete to Hopkins. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And in for the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one right down the middle. And these guys make it a 10-point ball game.
Our home team, 10.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The offense headed back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll throw to begin this drive. Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Catch is made down the right sideline. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. Without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Throwing now on 1st down. Complete out to the right. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. Still sticking with the passing game. Finds him on the slant. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Caught near the pylon. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
They'll throw it again. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. These guys make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You gotta have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always gonna be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. That's gonna be taken in at the 8. Returns looking good so far. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there, and that's going to be a penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still second down.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll throw it. Throw reeled in by Hopkins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
And he's going to have this one down to the 43 on a good run. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. From the 43. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
You know, Kate, these are not the plays that are like bold in the stat sheet when you look back on it, but these are the kind of gains by the running back that keep the offense on schedule and move the chains.
Going to the ground again on first. And they'll stop him, but not until he has a nice little gain down to the 32. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic first down.
They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. He'll throw it. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Has them the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Setting up to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys make it a 10-point ball game.
27. Our home team, 17.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. He fields it from the 8. And look at this return. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Here comes their offense out again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Finds a man, right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We've reached the 2-minute warning. These guys got to score in a hurry. Third down, 1 yard to go. Pass play coming here. He has the first over the middle. Keeps himself upright. And he will take this in. Touchdown. These guys making a 4-point game here in the fourth. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal to tie this game in the fourth. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And look at this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really being the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Ball at the 33 for first down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Another carry for him. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. Timeout taken by the defense. They're second. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Escapes out to the left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Man in motion, headed right. Blown back, gets the handoff. And this one does not go far. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.